So we're living through a psychedelic revolution that's happening in parallel to a mental health epidemic. 800,000 people are now dying by suicide every year, according to the World Health Organization. That's a larger number than the amount of people that die from natural disasters and armed conflict combined. So we're at a war against mental illness. And there is this psychedelic revolution happening concurrently. Now, psychedelics have this capacity seemingly to reset the self. They open up what Robin Carhart Harris calls pivotal mental states, which are these unique states of increased suggestibility, where even the person in the throngs of the most treatment-resistant depression and anxiety can all of a sudden be reconstituted, so to speak. You might think of these medicines as medicines that address the fracturings of the psyche. But again, they do this because they open up this pivotal mental state of increased suggestibility. It's a very delicate space. It's a space in which an open heart surgery of the psyche is literally taking place. And so we should not kid ourselves. There need to be guardrails. There need to be protocols and procedures. You need to connect people with psychotherapists, with psychedelic psychotherapists who have been trained, who have been vetted, who are trustworthy, who have a moral compass, who are not going to introduce their own baggage into the patient when they're in such a highly suggestible state. So we are in need of a trust network that vets psychedelic psychotherapists, that protects users, patients, those in the throngs of mental distress from being taken advantage of by charlatans, right? This is hugely important. So there's a new company called Psychable, and I'm really excited because what they're doing is precisely that. They're creating a kind of trust network where we can actually vet psychedelic psychotherapists, what you might call trip sitters. Now again, there are psychedelic compounds that are already legal and are being used in active psychedelic psychotherapy. Things like ketamine is legal. Things like cannabis are legal in many states across the United States. It's legal in Canada. It was recently legalized in Mexico. Compounds like ayahuasca, that people fly to Costa Rica or Brazil to join these psychedelic ceremonies, so to speak. So whether it's through the legal frameworks in America or whether it's through these gray zones across the world, people are doing this. And so short of giving them medical advice, what we can at the very least offer people is the chance to talk to an expert. You know, the very chance the opportunity to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about, who can offer best practices, protocols, and procedures, harm reduction potentially. And the point is, Psychable will create a trust network for all of this information to be shared, where people can seek out advice, where people can seek out information, where people can educate themselves. Because more important than anything, I think, is that we create safe spaces for people to partake in these visionary journeys. You know, people who are in the throngs of mental distress have suffered enough. What we don't want is for them to walk into a fire, into a burning bush. So let's protect people, let's create a trust network that can protect people, and let's get behind the folks at Psychable because I think they're doing good work in the world. So check them out if you have a chance, and thanks for listening.